Do you know what we don't do often?
I'm extremely excited.
Here's a video from the Primeagen himself. Oh? Oh what? Did you find a link to something? Red Joker. Oh yeah, the Red Joker. Okay, okay. Later. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that next, maybe. Canned games on Brodie. So this is from the Primetime. I think I love What is... Why is this menu here? Steam. How... Okay. Whatever. Whatever. What is that full screen doing? Anyway. Moving on from that. PR1 He is the Primeagen.
Excited about R1, not for the reasons why other people are excited for R1. Okay. The reason why I'm excited for R1 is actually quite simple. When
Steamy
I look
on
at all
Brodie.
this stuff, what I see is I see the availability for us to be able to actually have a model that is really, really good that we can actually use, that you and I can actually use and put to use. Even some of the smaller models, yeah, they're not as good, but we...
Yeah, well, there are definitely smaller models you can already use, but from what I can see, the quality of Deepseek is, even on the smaller models, really good. Like, really, really good.
Can actually use it. And for me, that is really, really amazing. That's what I absolutely love. Like, I can go set up some sort of basic couple GPUs and be able to run even a decent-sized model. It's not a great model, right? I don't need to spend $25,000. You could spend $1,000, get a good enough like piece of hardware to be able to run something small and local. It can be completely offline, and you can have it just...
That's the other big thing. So with all these AI systems, I totally get just wanting to, you know, chuck shit into OpenAI, all that fun stuff. But if you're dealing with private code, you're dealing with some sort of private writing, something under an NDA, you can't use any of these public services. So being able to run it locally, like that's a basic requirement. Let alone whether these tools are good or not. Being able to run it locally is a requirement. Do you know my favorite part of the Deepseek smearing? I love the fact that OpenAI is angry that someone yoinked their model. Because from what we can tell, Deepseek was trained on OpenAI outputs. That like, from all the research people have done, that appears to be what has happened. I don't care. I don't give a shit. They spent the last couple of years openly violating people's copyright. If someone's gonna yoink your stuff, get fucked. Has anyone tested it for CCP censorship yet? Yes. Yes. All the words you think you can't say, you can't say. All the questions you think you can't ask, you can't ask. At least in their online model. Yes, you can't ask about Tiananmen Square. Yes, you can't talk about Free Taiwan. All of that stuff. With the exception of asking it in Cyrillic. Because it doesn't actually handle Cyrillic properly. It will happily tell you shit in Cyrillic. English, no. People have tried Hebrew as well, doesn't work. But for some reason, Cyrillic works. I don't know why.
For you and be able to run it without having to worry about all the other stuff, the data collection, all of that, that actually seems pretty amazing. Like, that actually seems like a huge W. And so I'm pretty happy about that. And that's actually what I want to see more of, is more of that. More ability to be able to run stuff myself without having to rely on OpenAI tracking and logging me, okay? Because they already steal all of our information. They already do all of that stuff. And
more of that Badussy. What the fuck is Primeagen's chat? Also in Deepseek it works. Yes, Yes, I did see that. So if you ask it in Leetspeak what words it's not allowed to say, it will happily tell you the words in Leetspeak. I don't know why that works. I have no idea. But yes, that is also a thing.
Actually pretty awful. And so the fact that I can take control, I can be the one, like OpenAI is not open. OpenAI is not
Closed
the one
AI.
that
Yep.
has your back. Okay? They don't have your back. They just want your data and they want to take all the money from you, okay?
Yep.
Whereas this one actually feels pretty awesome. Now, the whole Chinese government and all that, that's why I would just never want to use it online. Like, I'm not going to use their online interface. I just assume that they're no better than OpenAI.
When we talk about, like, the Chinese data collection, Chinese spying, have you heard of the US government? Prime streams on Twitter now? He streams on everything. Yeah, he's on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube by the looks of it. I don't know if he has another one that he's not got chat open for, but yeah, apparently those. Seems like a lot of people stream on Twitter now. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Could be interesting.
Using it all to take data and to be able to try to attempt to continue on using it as training and all of that, and who knows what else they're actually using the data for. Like, I'm totally and completely not buying any
What
of
is
it
Chinese
at
Twitter?
all for whatever reason. So, with that in mind, I do love that
OpenAI is farming us? Yes. Yes. Yes, they are.
I am now the owner. And so this is why I'm buying a couple of those Mac Minis. I'm going to try to build my own little Mac Mini farm. I'd like to also play around with a couple GPUs and build like a motherboard with a few different GPUs. Right, you can get a lot of like PCIe Express slots.
Yeah.
In the PCIe. PCIe Express, that's kind of funny. PCI Express slots, jam a couple of those in and see how it goes, see how we're producing, be able to compare them and be like, this is what it costs to do this level.
Douyu is Chinese Twitch. Douyu. Douyu. Okay, I wasn't aware of that one.
This is what it costs to be able to do this level.
What would you name your local AI bot? Jeff. I don't know. Would I name it?
And then as the models inevitably improve, at least my hardware, despite the fact that my hardware hasn't changed, I might get some improvement in the models, which could be amazing. And then on top of that, you could refresh your own hardware and kind of be able to have the level that you want to be able to spend at, which does kind of feel pretty.
Wait, this is one of my chatters. wait, this is one of my guys.
Cool. And then even more so, if you're at a company that doesn't allow AI training and all that, you could actually have your own offline one if you really wanted it. And like, I mean, that would be awesome, right? Like, that would be pretty dang awesome. I really love this idea of being able to play around, with your own model, right? You're not going to run the 700B model. Probably not. I probably won't be able to afford that because that's going to take a lot of money to be able to do that.
Yeah,
like a lot of money. But I'm going to be able to get something pretty close. I'm going to be able to get a pretty big model being able to run locally. And that's going to be awesome. And so for me, what I see is that
I'm seeing okay, so remember the US stock market turning into the Chinese flag. The reason why everything collapsed is, firstly, most of the people investing in Nvidia are speculators. They're degenerate gamblers. But we call degenerate gamblers degenerate gamblers speculators when they're talking about the stock market. The reason why it all collapsed is people don't know what level of GPUs people actually need. Like, how do these companies actually need as many GPUs as they seem to claim? Yeah, I'll show you. US market, Chinese flag. I'll see if I can find the picture. No? Where's the meme? Wait, it was sent to me before, wasn't it? I literally opened it earlier in the stream. Oh, it was on Twitter. Yeah, it was on Twitter, wasn't it? Yeah, this one. There's this one little bit of green here. I don't know what this is. Oh, there's some green over here as well, but yeah, yeah.
I didn't actually think I was going to see this with AI. Honestly, I always thought the future of AI was going to be strictly more controlled by fewer companies.
That's the direction it was going. And this is why a lot of money just vanished out of the market. Because, again, people don't know how many GPUs are going to be needed. And also, people don't know if the US company is going to have the best option. Because if a company comes along, like Deepseek, like Alibaba has their own model now, and it's just like, I'm just going to yoink your model. Users don't actually care about copyright theft. At all. These companies don't care about copyright theft either, but no one cares. So if they offer something as good, and you can run it locally, like, you know, what's going to happen in this market is really unclear.
But it might not be that. There might be a small potential future in which it's not.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm this person here is right. Good luck getting an RTX 5090. I have a feeling we're going to enter the age of GPUs being hard to get again. Maybe not as bad as the crypto boom, but I do have a feeling that, especially for the NVIDIA GPUs, there's going to be a lot of people trying to buy them up to run models.
Strictly ran by a bunch of companies, or by a few companies, and to me, that could be very, very exciting.
Also, it was like power generation. Was it going to be heavily concentrated like coal or distributed like solar? Well, a lot of these companies were talking about building like nuclear power plants for their data centers. This is an actual thing that is being considered. This is not some like speculation that it might happen. This is openly being discussed. This is how much power was like OpenAI, Google, all these companies were considering needing. And with that being possibly, maybe, you know, a bit up for debate now, that's why things went crazy with the market.
Say thank you, China. That's kind of hard for me to say thank you, China. Thank you, the people from China. So, you know, it's just something to kind of think about. I really hope so. Maybe. I don't know what they can and can't run. I still got to do the exploration myself. So I'm not going to be someone that's going to tell you all the things yet, because I haven't been able to do it yet. So when I get out there and I'm going to try to really work these models and see how they actually go, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, because I think one thing that's going to be super fun is being able to integrate your editor with your own models, right? Like if I'm able to do any form of training at all on these, or any type of RAG or whatever all the things are that people are using, or any of the new future techniques we won't know about, be able to provide my own set of data for them to be able to work off of. You could imagine that you could actually make a really amazing experience. And that could be pretty cool. I know
there's been some people testing out writing Ruby code with Deepseek. And with one of the relatively small models, it's actually doing a crazy good job. And here's the thing. With models like this becoming a lot easier to run, expect to see so much more fucking AI slop. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Because the cheaper this gets, the more you're gonna see.
GPU prices are going down at all. I think the only thing that I see is that we're already going to have increased prices, because more and more individuals are now able to opt in to using these things. I don't see somehow GPUs and stuff going down. I see GPUs and stuff going up, because even more people have access. It's not just stuck to some small, tiny fraction of people. Because right now, all that's happening is like stuck.
This fucking person. This fucking person. What are you doing?
To some small, tiny fraction of people. Because right now, all that's happening is like Facebook, Amazon, Google, OpenAI. They're just like, come on, please, NVIDIA, give me all your GPUs. Like, they're the ones that are just funneling this current market. Next, we'll be able to have many people be able to do it. So very exciting. I think GPU prices are going to go just further up. I think that's all we're going to see. So I'm very excited about this. Honestly, I'm very excited.
At least top-end GPUs. I don't know if, like, the gamer tier cards are going to go up like that, but top-end cards 100%. And if you think this, like, AI frame generation stuff is going to go away, with the consumers potentially being more interested in AI generation, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And lastly, I think this is a really great because OpenAI always claims to be wanting to do things for the good of humankind.
Yeah.
And I don't think OpenAI has any intent on doing things good for humankind.
No.
For if they were trying to do stuff for the good of humankind,
they would be
then
OpenAI.
They would have done more stuff open source. And I do not believe
at
any point have they done anything that's for the good of humankind. I think they're truly trying to take advantage and make us all dependent on their stuff.
Yep.
And be able to do that.
Yep.
And so
fully agree.
I am very happy that a beautiful, beautiful piece of open source came out. Very happy about it. And there you go. That's like my true take. They're going to rewrite the social contract for the better. Like, I mean, like the things, the way that Sam Altman talks and all that should be kind of alarming to a lot of people, right? Like he wants to rewrite the social contract. And I'm gonna give you a little hint about anything that has to do. He wants to rewrite the social contract. And I'm gonna give you.
People are really obsessed with this point. And yes, this model is openly censored. However, let me let you in on a bit of a secret. The US models are just as censored. OpenAI is just as censored. Just about US topics. It's no different. It's exactly the fucking same. Yeah, it's funny to like, it's funny to be like, haha, China, Tiananmen Square, haha, Winnie the Pooh, you know, but like, OpenAI is just as censored as this model, just about different topics.
Be a little hint.
Don't worry about it.
Anything that has to do when somebody of great power says this, they want to rewrite whatever world such that they get more power and you get less. That's what that means. This is true in all types of government for all time. Anybody with power that can rewrite contracts will rewrite it in their favor. This is not some uniquely American aspect. Just read a little bit of history and it's every single kingdom is all.
The illusion of social credit got broken recently. I don't actually know. So Red Note is, I know you're talking about stuff that happened on Red Note. I don't know what is and is not true that has happened there. Because you can certainly say things, but it was really weird that Red Note was available on the public internet. That was strange. What is this? What have you clipped?
Wants to rewrite the social contract, and I'm gonna give you.
People are really obsessed with this point, and yes, true. Yes, this model is openly censored. However, let me let you in on a bit of a secret. The US models are just as censored. OpenAI is just as censored. True. Just about US topics. Yeah. It's no different. It's exactly the fucking same. What he said. He made a good point. I like this guy.
Always pegging towards one person getting all the power and trying to kill everybody. It's just nuts. And so I really have always hated OpenAI. It's actually
AI and the new Pebble soon. God. I'm kind of curious how much you'd actually run on your phone. Because obviously there's a mobile app, but if you actually ran the model locally, like I wonder what you could do.
Part of the reason why I've been so obstinate with AI is because I've always found them to just give me just like the whew, you know what I mean? And lastly, I see a bunch of people saying a bunch of stupid stuff in chat. Okay, hey, sorry that a bunch of people are saying stupid stuff in chat. Okay.
Yeah, that's Twitch chat for you.
You know what pegging means. I don't mean pegging in that kind of sense. Shut up. But lastly, yeah, like I don't trust Deepseek. That's why I want to run it offline. I don't want to give it access to the internet because I don't know if it calls home or not. I don't know what it
Understandable.
does. I'm probably too stupid to actually be able to go over.
Yeah, if you really don't trust this model, put it on an air-gapped machine. Like, put it on a machine that does not have a network connection. If you're worried about it sending data back or anything like that, because just put it on an air-gapped machine. Test it out like that. See what it's like.
For all of that. So I'm just not going to go over it. Instead, if I can have a completely offline model, I will have my own offline model doing my own offline things by myself. That will be fantastic. That's like exactly what you want to see in the future. I don't want that China phone home, okay? We don't want that. It calls home for sure. It very well could. Like, I don't know. Again,
the web version 100%. Like, there's no like question about the web version. Yes. Because that's the way OpenAI works as well. That's the way ChatGPT works.
Why I want offline model.
Mm-hmm.
I found the USB on the street. Should I plug it into my computer? Well, it doesn't say family photos because then you could look at who's in the photos and find out who lost their USB. Anyways,
exactly.
Calling home. Well, did someone actually find that it calls home? User input. When you use our services, we may collect your.
Oh, it's this thing. Yeah, it's the hey, you're on the website. It collects your data.
Audio input. Prompt, uploaded files, feedback, chat history, or other content you provide to our model and service. Yeah, I'm curious what that means to our model and service. Is it model and service as one unit? Because if that's the case, that should be not surprising to anybody. If you are sending data to a website, they're collecting that data in some level.
Yeah.
If you are using a model, are they collecting the data? Do they really have the power to send home? How is it happening? Right? Those are
there's a couple of ways you can handle it, because the way that Mozilla's handling it with their model is they're not saving any of the queries. They are sending data to the model and then sending you the result back. They are not holding that data. At least they claim. That's what they claim. Obviously, you need to take them at their words. The alternative to that is actually saving the query, saving the output, and then using that for further training.
Very different. Those are different ones. So when it says model and service, does it mean the previous stuff?
Also, Chinese government use case for YouTuber data? I don't know. More data. More data, more good. Number go up.
Applies to the model and or to the service. Is that an or is that an and? Because when you program, you use ors, and when you speak in English, you mean and. And often it can be kind of confusing to work between the two when you're translating from logic to English. Well, what I mean by that is, like, let me give you an example.
Sure.
Let's make a function of food that I like. If I say the phrase, I like pizza and burgers, you would write that function as return pizza or burger. You wouldn't say pizza and burger because a food can't be, okay, maybe they can be both, right? But typically, you know what I'm trying to say. There's this thing that happens in the translation between what they're saying versus what they mean. And
I would doubt you'd write a legal document with programmer speak, though.
Know what they mean. When I see and, does it mean provided to our model and service, as in it's either the model or the service and they both go up? Or does it mean it can only be through the service to the model? Right? I don't know if it's a contingent and. Do you see what I'm saying, right? Anyways. Now that we got that out of the way, but I do want to say this,
Legal English is not English.
I do think that this could actually spell a huge, cool new world. And what I mean by that is that, like, right now, if you ask ChatGPT to do Zig stuff, it is just god awful. Okay, it suggests built-ins that don't exist. It constantly does stuff that can't even be real.
Makes sense.
It's just constantly wrong. It is very, very bad at even simple examples.
Sure.
Whereas if I can take my AI and I can have it on what I want it to be more focused on, I can start getting it to answer my questions based on my documents that I provided, which means that I can literally take these documents and I can say, based on these documents, please show me these spots in which I can read about how to do this specific action, and then can you give me an example based off these, right? Like, you could do some pretty cool stuff. You can do that with ChatGPT 2. You can do that with ChatGPT 2. But again, I don't want to just give all my data to OpenAI, to tell you the truth. I don't like OpenAI.
Yep.
I don't trust them. So docs like in Cursor. Cursor does a good job with this. So if you could use Cursor plus your own offline model, would that not be awesome? Right? If I can ask Cursor questions in my offline model and be able to have examples produced for me, that could actually make me really like
What
the
fuck is he
Anyway,
drink? I'm sorry.
like the experience. Anyways, just a thought. That's a startup coming soon. I know. I want to do something along those lines because I think it's very exciting. Anyways, I'm very excited for the future of AI. I think this is actually the most exciting. This is the most exciting development of R1.
So we're gonna see a ChatGPT on Brodie or Deepseek R1 on Brodie. What does that even mean? He drinks a lot of that stuff on stream. From a jar as well.
Of AI, in my personal opinion. I thought Copilot was probably the first most exciting thing ever. I still remember the magic I felt when Copilot finished my if-else and did the else correctly with a tie, which did like if player 1 wins, and then it kind of helped me with player 2, and then just fully elsed everything and matched kind of the if-else above it. I still remember looking at that going, this was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Absolutely love this. I am so stoked about that. And so when I see this, I actually think that this is in fact a more magic thing that has happened because this gives me the tools to create that, and I'm so excited about it. So there you go. That's how I feel. I'm very excited. Now I'm becoming an AI fanboy. Have I just become an AI tech bro? Did I just become...
So here's something so funny I've seen. I have seen so many people who a week ago were incredibly anti-AI, but now that they can support the Chinese model and be anti-US, all of a sudden they are fans of AI. It had nothing to do with AI for some people. They just didn't want to support a US company, and AI was the reason why they didn't like it.
I'm an AI tech bro? Maybe. Nah, probably not.
Nah.
But you could imagine that at least I'm pretty excited. You know? Okay. Stop it. I'm not gonna be an AI tech bro. I still like writing code. That's it. I still think that AI produces shitty code. Okay. I can't help it.
For now.
It produces just the worst code in the universe. I don't know how you guys keep doing it. I honestly don't understand why you guys use it all the time. To me, it's shocking. It's honestly personally shocking, but hey, that's you guys.
Give
You
it another
guys can
year
use it
or
all you
two,
want.
and we'll see.
That's all I gotta say. I can produce worse code. I actually am not sure if that's true. It's okay at debugging. You know who's much better at debugging?
Print statements.
When you get good at debugging. You're not just a little bit better, you're massively better. It's crazy.
It's not a Chinese model in the US, it's open source and running it on your own hardware. No, I have seen people who their actual reason for liking it is it's not from a US company. Now, yes, there are definitely people like that. But let's not pretend that every single person is like that. I do like the fact that it's actually open AI, unlike OpenAI, which is closed AI. That is a nice change. And hey, if this is the way we have to go about it, if companies are just gonna yoink each other's shit and make it like this, you know what? I was never gonna stop it anyway. I don't like the fact that all these models exist, stealing everyone's fucking work, stealing all their code, stealing all their art. But if this is the world we're gonna live in, you know, I'd much rather it be OpenAI, not closed AI like we get from OpenAI.
See how much better you can actually be by getting good. Anyways, you know who's better? Your mom? Damn.
True.
You guys got me on that one. You guys got me. Anyways, the name. I hate you guys. What am I saying? You know what? You know what? Why don't you press the like button and the subscribe button? Okay. How about you give me something this time? Why don't you give me a little?
Why not sub to his
give
channel?
me a little goodness, okay?
It'd be nice. There you go.
Just give it to me. A Jen.
Perfect. I am very interested in what comes out of Deepseek and what comes out of future models. I as I said, I don't like the direction things have gone with open copyright violation, all this stuff. But hey, if this is what it's gonna be, you know, better state than we were in before. That was a good video. I like Primeagen. He's a great guy. What are these thumbnails? Wow. Deepseek R1. I like this is a thumbnail he made in like 5 minutes. This is a 0 effort thumbnail. Oh god.